Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Jake. How are you?
What's up, Ern?
Hi,
It's our first
everyone.
episode.
Welcome. Welcome. Uh, I'm Jodo Earn, and this is Jake Collects. Welcome to our first episode. We're committed to this, right? We're committed. Of real collectors, fake investors. Who's a real collector? Who's a fake investor? I mean, you know, you
I
just have to
think
figure out
we're a little
yourselves.
bit of both.
Yeah, we're a little bit of both. Thanks for coming, friends and family. Well, I hope my family doesn't watch this. Friends, this is a regular occurring pod with myself and Jake, where we talk about the good and the bad and the cardboard. So, first things first. How do we land on this name, Jake?
I mean, you kind of pitched something similar to me, and I mean, your pitch, like, I think you just reached out to me on Instagram and was like, "Dude, just hear me out. I have this idea." And the way you set it up, I just felt like I had to say yes. Like there was no ifs, ands, buts about it. Like I don't know, and I think that what about the name of it really resonates with me is that like there's like always been like this divide, right, between like the collector, the true collector, the TRU collector, and investors in this space. And I feel like collecting is so there's so many nuances to collecting these days that have just it, so many things about the hobby have evolved over the past 5 years, right? I think we can
Yeah.
both agree on that. So I felt like by accident we're investors and we get to call ourselves that because we did it by accident, and we do the whole I'm going to hold this for 5 years, but it's just really because of passion and not because of speculation. Like we actually love this stuff. We love shiny cardboard, we love art. I mean, I know I do, I know you do. We met you reminded me on one of your recent videos how we met, and I actually like laughed out loud because it was just an example of how picky I am. And most people, for those that don't know or didn't watch Ern's video, we met on Discord because I was looking to complete my PSA 10 alt art set. Can I just go into it, Ern? Can I just like the who am I, because I'm new to this channel.
There's no way we're getting through the 30 slides we put together, by the way. So, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was trying to work on mastering my alt art set from Sword and Shield, and there was a few that I was missing, a few that were a pain in the ass, just excuse me, pain to find. And Gengar VMAX was one of them, and I was on the lookout. Like I wasn't even trying to grade it at this point because that card is tough. It's tough. It's typically really off center. And you reached out to me because you had one. I think you might have had two,
I had two.
and you let me look at them. You were taking extra photos. If Dan is hearing this right now, he's shaking his head because I think there was a there was a card that I was still looking for that he reached out to too, and he wasted no time. He was like, "Do you want it or not?" But you really just like you understood. Like I found something wrong with that 10, and you're like, "Oh, I see what kind of collector he is. This is fine." But most people were like, "It's a 10, bro. Like it says 10."
Well, I
But
I did think it was a 10, bro. Both
well,
of them.
that just goes to show how picky I am. I collect the black labels of PSA basically. If
Yeah.
you catch me at card party this weekend, I might be looking at slabs with a flashlight.
That's that's more of a recap that I could ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I reached out, I'm trying to make a conscious effort to like do more with people in the hobby. And I
Yeah.
think look at that DM. It came I don't know where it came from. I was like, I'm gonna go pitch Jake an idea. And literally you just were down and that's where we're at. And that was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Real quick, shout out to Dan, Catch 'em All Collectibles, which by the way,
Oh,
Jake,
shout out to
we'll split
Dan.
the tips 50-50. Don't worry, I got you. With the rocket emoji. Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. Super appreciate it. All right. So we are definitely not going to stay on script. I
I
knew
know.
we over
We'll
prepared
try. We have them in case
as
we
expected.
can't. Yeah.
Um, here's how the show goes. We're gonna go through. Actually, I have the. Let me just pull this up. How are we talking? There we go. Real Collectors, Fake Investors, Episode 1. Nice. Thank you, Jake. We have a little bit of agenda. So every week, or every 2 weeks when we do the show. Really want to pay homage to collecting first, being fans of the hobby, you know, appreciating the cardboard. There's a lot of investment talk out there. There's a lot of pumping and people loving the bags that they got, and we both feel like there's just not enough general understanding and appreciation of what the cards are. And really, like, the whole idea of us being fake investors, it's like we are so addicted to the cardboard that over time somehow everything that we have became an investment. And I think like that's the drum that we want to beat. It's like if you love the cards, everything else will work itself out. But if you chase the money, it makes it really hard, I think, to be in this hobby for a long time. Anyway, we want to talk about collecting in our collector's corner segment. Then we're going to go into the hobby heat check. This is your standard market. Let's talk about what's going on. Then we go into kind of the business part of things, which is the flip. We're going to talk a little bit about things that Jake's buying, that I'm buying, the things that we're reselling, and then also some L's. And I'm laughing because Jake's example is hilarious. Anyway,
Bad decisions.
bad decisions. We'll do quick hot takes, and then we're going to reserve as much time as possible just to talk shop, Q&A, and throughout this process, if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. We're not rigid. We're not going to keep to the script, and we'll do whatever comes to our minds. So that said, you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into collector's corner. So, what's in the PC? Am I going to the next slide on this, or are you going to show something?
No, we're both going to show something. I brought a few things that are just part of my personal collection, things that are just sentimental to me. I mentioned this one on my channel. This is the Plasma Storm Blastoise PSA 9. Yeah, it's not a 10. I'm sorry. When it comes to vintage, or 2013, that's mid-era now. Like that's not vintage, but it's, we got to like figure that out. Like what's mid-era? But anyways, I picked up this card raw in 2020 and let's go. Is that the unlimited 10?
Yeah, and it's Japanese.
I think you almost sold that to me at one point.
I'm glad he didn't.
I'm really upset you didn't. Yeah, for those that don't know, I'm a huge Blastoise collector. I brought some other things. This is an illustration or a sketch from an artist out of Norway. It's the 151 Blastoise. I love this thing. Also, I brought something that's also really special. But Quilly, he's in the chat. He gifted me this for Christmas. His brother does these wood etch. This is really cool. It's a little plaque, and he gifted us all of our favorite Pokemon over the holiday. But what's really cool about this Blastoise card to me is the way I got it, the friend that I made, and my first PSA submission. So back in 2020, I found this card on OfferUp from some guy that was named Scientific Squirtle, and it was a raw copy. It looked really clean. I bought it. He was from Florida. Shipped it across the country. It stayed in my PC for like a year and a half, 2 years raw. And then in my first PSA submission, I sent that out and it got the 9, which was what I expected. Like I wasn't really planning on a 10. I know that like these cards, the Plasma Storm, Zard, and Blastoise are tough just because of centering. Also, just black and white has really bad print quality.
Yeah.
But this is a grail piece for me, just really special. And I ended up FaceTiming him when I got the 9, and just to show like, hey dude, this card that you bought back in like 2014 that you paid like $20 for it got a 9, and he was just like really excited about it for me. And yeah, he's like super nerdy, like he's a teacher, he loves turtles, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Blastoise. He has all these statues, and it's cool that I was able to make a friend and also add like a PC item.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, cool item.
It's a big Zard fan. I get it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I see it. All right.
Inferno X is my favorite set of all time. It's the best set.
I think Michael Duck asked a question. What's the cheapest? What's the lowest value card you have in your collection? It's not always about the price, although the more expensive, the better. but it's not always about the price. Let me take this out of the top loader.
Lowest value cards.
I usually leave things on my desk that are like, oh, I think that's awesome, or I want to showcase. And this card's like $20 maybe. This is like the best
Dude,
scissor
best.
card that ever has been
I'm so
made.
glad you brought that up. Is that unlimited or first?
It is first.
Nice.
It's from I don't know.
It's heart gold, soul silver, that's for sure. I
L1
think it's is it
or L2.
undaunted?
What's L2? Is it
I
Undaunted?
I think it's undaunted. I might be wrong.
This is the best scissor card ever made. And in a 10, it goes for like several $100. This is unfortunately probably a 9.
I actually have a 9 in English. It's the one scissor card that I have graded.
So that's
For that
one
reason
thing I
alone,
wanted to show.
super cool.
So again, I'll just like leave random stuff on my desk, and that's why my desk is messy. Where'd that? Oh yeah. People are gonna be like, "Why do you have this card on your desk?" This is a Japanese Team Rocket Returns. You guys ready for this? Dark Electrode.
Japanese Team
Didn't see that
Rocket
coming, did you?
That art is really good though.
Some people thought it was the Mewtwo or the Snorlax, maybe one of the birds.
No.
No,
Electrode.
just an Electrode. I also have a PSA 10 version right here on the wall. That's all Electrodes and one Machamp, by the way, on the wall. Yeah.
I love that.
It's not an investment podcast. I'm telling you. If you came here for like stonks, you're in the wrong channel or wrong video.
Trust me, if they don't know that now, they'll know with my bad decision making.
You're gonna go out and start buying out the Dark Electros on eBay and be very disappointed in the next 3 months what happens to that card. All right.
Someone just referred to him as Trode. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that was Coleman. That's so funny.
Let me get this up. So, what should I collect? So, Jake, take us away. First, these slides look awesome, by the way.
Thank you. I named it this because there's so many people in chats that are like, what should I buy? What should I collect? What should I invest in? And I'm kind of trolling them. But I mean, you should collect what you love, right? Like that's the simple way, but that's no fun on a live video on YouTube. So I'm on this left side here, and I can keep this pretty short, but Cosmo Hollows from Scarlet and Violet are some of the best cards from Scarlet and Violet. I don't know how many people have seen that Steelix and Scizor in person. They're incredible, especially that Gyarados. I've been trying to buy a few from TCG Player to try to grade, but that card in particular is cool because it's from, I think, Paldea Evolved, but the Cosmo comes from a Costco collection from like, I don't know, like 6 to 8 months ago. And most people don't know about it because the box actually hides the Gyarados. Like you can't see Gyarados through the window in the box. And that's like one of the coolest Gyarados arts I've seen in a while. And then I put Kadabra on here too, because this is like one of the first Kadabra cards back. I thought it was dope. I just think that these Cosmo Hollows are like, there's not a lot of demand for them right now, but also they're extremely low pop. And there's a reason for that because not a lot of them are graded. But what's
the price on them? Like how much are they each?
I know we'll get into it later, but I have like 2 bricks of this Kadabra. Yeah, I have literally just bricks. They come from the Knockout collection. I can't remember. I bought a bunch from someone originally on eBay, but we moved to Facebook and bought them out. But
again, this is not an investment. This is not an investment.
No, I literally bought like 100 of them sealed, trying to grade, and I think we'll talk about that later in another slide. But some of them are really low. I think like I saw Gyarados sell for like $300 or $400.
In a 10?
Yeah, in a 10. And Scissor's like 150 to 200. I'm following one, but they're all low pop.
Gyarados? Sorry, I need a book.
Yeah, it's from a Paldea Evolved collection box from Costco. I can't remember the name of it, but you can look up Cosmo Hollow Gyarados from Scarlet and Violet on eBay and it'll pop up. But
Consider it bought
look how
out, Jake.
sick that
Thank
card
you.
is. Yeah, I'm putting people on right now.
Yeah.
And the Arcanine is from the Scarlet and Violet 3-pack blister. That sold me with Scarlet and Violet like immediately. Like I love seeing the Cosmo. I'm planning to well, I started a slide deck for a video on Cosmo Hollows and like the history on them and the fact that we're getting like the Cosmo Hollow borders like we did with like Fire Red Leaf Green and like those sets. I think it's really cool to see those back. Um, Super underrated still. I'm sure some will take off like crazy at some point once like I don't know someone bigger than us talks about them. Um,
Or
but
you in
yeah,
the future.
no,
You never know.
no, small fry. But yeah,
Um,
I really like these. I haven't
yeah,
even seen that Meowth that's on your side. I've never seen that card. So
yeah.
please tell
Well,
me.
I was gonna say the whatever screenshots you pulled for those Cosmo Hollows.
They're
I mean,
popping.
They look better out here than they do in person, right? Like, um, let me just work backwards because I
Yeah.
wanted to pick three art rares. I when Scarlet and Violet came out in Japanese, I was trying to like master set all the ARs, and that quickly fell to the wayside as I started to like sell more and stop focusing on collecting. So starting with Mega, I decided to collect all the art rares again.
Hell yeah.
But on non English because like who wants to read their cards? So I'm just gonna collect Japanese. And the print quality looks better. So like these three are some of my favorites. I think the Klawitzer. I just love that art. Like I at a glance you can't even tell what it is until you look really hard.
Is he
But I
coming?
like the
Is he like
style.
splashing? Is he like diving into the water? Is that what? Cause is that what it is? I can't really tell
I
either,
I
to be
honestly
honest.
don't even know what I'm looking at right now. It just looks like a great piece of art.
We have a better scan when we look at Mega Evolutions later on in English, so we can read it. Everyone, just so you can you can read
Yeah.
it.
Well, reading your cards is overrated. Um, the Lieutenant Surge Trainer. I don't know why people aren't talking about it. This card's
Dude, the card is
amazing.
so fun. It's so fun.
Dude, Lieutenant Surge is underappreciated. Like
I agree.
trainer looks good. I like the art style. And then the two top cards. Starting during COVID, I collected a lot of the Champ Stamp series cards in Japanese, and they would put them on like energies and like regular hollows. Um, and when I realized they started to do it with starting with Mega, this is a card I don't have it yet. I really want. It's like $120 card with just a stamp on it.
Wow.
And you get it through playing in the local leagues in Japan. Um, the Meowth, so in English, it's a common.
Oh, is it? Is it in Destined?
Yeah, it's in Destiny. It's a common.
Oh, wow. It
In
looks so much
Japanese, it's a
better.
hollow with a stamp. So it's a Koro Koro promo that comes from the magazine.
Oh, it is a
It
Korokoro.
looks
Okay.
way better in Japanese. It's like a $30 card, I think. I was this close from just buying like dozens of them and doing a grading play, but when I realized that the English one was coming out and it was a common, I figured that it probably isn't going to do well long term. So, yeah, I like some of the weird promos that people typically won't buy, just because like I don't know. Your reaction is why I would want to collect it. It's like, oh, I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, no, I hadn't seen it. And I didn't even realize it was a common in Destin. Speaking of Meowth, what are your thoughts on the Japanese exclusive one with the Pokemart in the background from like one of the routes, like early Kanto? Have you seen that one?
Oh,
The full art?
from the
It's the
that deck box thing.
I think so, and it has the Wooper behind it.
Yeah,
And the
yeah, yeah. My thought is I made good money selling mine.
I want
I
one.
had to sell it when I graded it. It was just too good,
Yeah,
and I figured they would reprint it in English, but they still haven't, right? It's yeah, it's not a cheap card.
yeah.
It's a good
Nice
one.
picks. That's Steelix too, by the way. I can't wait to get that in English. I've already picked up a few Mega Evolutions illustration rares for the binder. Um, I might take that binder to Card Party and actually finish the ones that I'm missing from. I think I need like a few from Crown Zenith and a few from Scarlet and Violet
A little trade up
before I'm done.
challenge.
We'll see. I don't know about trade up challenge, but I'm definitely gonna try to pick up the rest.
All right. So I think Jake and I thought it'd be interesting to talk about what are things that we would collect that are actually investments. So if you're an investor, a dirty, filthy investor looking for plays, then this is the
This is
only
your
segment you
slide.
get
You
today.
can leave after this one.
Yeah, you can leave after this one. So leave the like and comment, and then get out of here. I'll go first. Um, Everyone knows that I have a bunch of Mewtwo Vs from Pokemon Go, the full art one. Let's go.
All right, everyone take a shot.
The I think a lot of people we were friends with probably came from Sword and Shield, and Pogo just got trashed when it came out.
It did.
Like
It did.
people still don't give it the respect it deserves. And when you go look at the pop reports, right? Because now we're so used to like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 pop cards, and that being normal. If you go back and look at some of the promos, like this ETB promo, I think it's only like a few thousand last I checked. I've been buying some of these. They are clearly not gradable. I think I bought like 15, and I can only grade maybe one of them. But this is a card I think like yeah, it's a full art. That's not everyone's style, but I think just the general availability of this promo and the ETBs now are pushing $100, and the PC ETB I think last check was like $200. And so
Oh wow.
as time goes on, like you kind of have to look back to get ahead. And this is the kind of card that for me, I'm like, oh, well, I already have the other version. Why not get this one, which is still relatively cheap? The other card is the Venusaur VMAX. This wall right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to take one of those off that wall.
It's literally just 9 of the Blastoise VMAXs in a PSA 10.
The only VMAXs
The
of
old
Blastoise and
yes,
Venusaur.
the only VMAXs for Blastoise and Venusaur came in that terrible collection box with battle styles on it. These cards were, they never really got any attention. They're slowly going up now. I think in a PSA 10, Blastoise is like more than 200. Venusaur is probably in like the 150 range. For me, like, there's not any other versions of this card in Sword and Shield. So, Venusaur is a clear third place, but I think given the exclusivity and how many of them are out there, this is a great pickup that I have in the collection, and I'm gonna continue to buy.
Nice. Yeah. So my two picks for this slide are Giovanni's Charisma and this Radiant Zard. So with Giovanni, I'm not the biggest like trainer SIR collector, but I think this one kind of sticks out to me. I mean, it's the 8th gym leader in Kanto with his Persian. It's a top chase from a set that's generational. It is, I mean, when I took the screenshot, it was $13. Who knows what it is today at this moment? But I don't think an SIR from a set where a booster bundle is over $90 should cost you less than most of the illustration rares from the set. So there's that. Also, if you want to do a little cool grading play, I made a video today where I talked about this card as well as the Persian from, I think, Shrouded Fable, the illustration rare. They're both in the same room. Like those two arts are actually telling the exact same story, which I think is really cool. Not a lot of people talk about those two cards together, but if you look at them, they're not the same artist, but they're in the same room, which I thought was really really clever.
How do you
And
how
then,
do you realize these? Did you like?
dude,
How do you know this?
I'm collector boy here. Come on now.
Kind of
And now
creepy.
the Radiant Charizard. Okay. Yes, Radiant cards, blah blah blah. But I mean, we can look at Amazing Rares. What are Amazing Rares are moving up? And anyone that remembers Vivid Voltage on release, those cards were selling for like 30, $40 a piece, and they came crashing down to like dollars, right? A couple bucks a piece. Even like the Rayquaza, the Celebi. But with the Radiants, I have a binder set of all of the Radiants from Sword and Shield. They did two Zards, the other one's from Pogo, which I think is extra goofy. Not a fan of that one, but this one's really nice. It also is like this is gonna be, someone's gonna yell at me or laugh at me for saying this, but it reminds me it reminds me of the Crystal Zard because it's in like this like mountaintop, like Sky Ridge mountaintop, right? So it's a shiny Zard. We have a shiny Zard set coming out, It's from Crown Zenith. The ETBs are how much? 200 now? Like one of the most printed sets of Sword and Shield, $200. And there's a Charizard in it for 10, $12. I don't know.
I, you're
Sounds like
not wrong.
something's there. I don't know.
It's also
Call me
impossible to be
crazy.
wrong these
I
days.
That
But
is
you're
true.
not
Yeah.
wrong.
No,
Like
absolutely not. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's plenty of people that are right now. And
I
I wanted to find things that were under $20 that made sense to me.
yeah. Well, thanks for giving the memo. Mine's 34. I had someone comment my video the other like last week saying like, "Oh, you should check out the Rayquaza Amazing Rare from Vivid Voltage." And I immediately like, I respond to all the comments or like them, and I just like, ha ha ha, yeah, right. And
Yeah.
then I like go and look. That card's like a $200 plus card in a PSA 10. I'm like, what? It was like a $30 PSA 10 or whatever for the longest time.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, we're in a different time. So yeah, Radiant Charizard. This is gonna be $1,000 card. You're right, Jake.
Thanks.
Anything can happen. The next hobby time capsule. So why don't you walk us through what this is, Jake?
Yeah, I think we could either show something off that we have, or we can just talk about an item that uh, something that we would want to literally tuck away and hide for 10 years to show collectors in 10 years from now, whether it's a set or a card or a specific product, something that you think has like some sort of significance to the hobby that I think people will kind of like ooh and ah about in 10 years or want to have in their collection. Um, yeah, what do you
You want
think?
to go first?
I'll go. Yeah. This was like the smallest of the set that made sense for me to bring on cam, but it is 151. I have this 151 box in an acrylic box. Um, for those that subscribe to my YouTube channel, I've yapped enough about 151. Um, I think that it's a really special set from a era that's very all over the place. Like if we think back about Scarlet and Violet, they did too much, in my opinion. But I think 151 stands out, and its identity will separate itself from the era, in my opinion. I mean, as a Gen Oneer who played blue and red and yellow and crystal and silver and gold, all those games, um, anyone that grew up with Gen One is going to want to have that at some point or another. It's the first set to have Master Ball reverses in Japanese, first set in English to have demigod packs. You have an illustration rare of all of the starters. I don't know. I mean, people have probably heard this over and over again, but I think it's a really special set with a really cool design. I love the Pokeball with the Mew. Um, Something just really, I don't know, it stands out. And I don't collect a lot of Japanese sealed. I actually only have 2 sets of Japanese sealed in my collection. I have a case of 151 and a case of Team Rocket, Glory of Team Rocket, and a couple loose boxes of each, just because
That's it?
I'm. Yeah, I know.
I have more
I
Japanese boxes on my desk than you do in your collection.
no, yeah, no, 100%. All of my sealed 151 is really just like English, mostly. Yeah,
Will you pick 151 Japanese is probably the best thing.
it's
They've
it's
really
a nice
thought.
box. I really love the box.
All right, I'm gonna cheat. Maybe I'm gonna pivot. No, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna do 2 things.
Okay.
One is I feel like everyone who collects Japanese should have this, and it's a Japanese Hidden Fates booster box. I mean, nothing is more iconic. Actually, I'm totally making this up. This is just a great set, and it is super expensive now. It's like $700 or $800, but I feel like it's called Ultra Shiny GX, by the way.
How
I
different
have it
is
on my
it
desk as a
in
reminder.
how different is
Dude,
it
how
in
big is my
English or
desk?
Japanese?
Let
No,
me
how
just give you
different is
guys a
it?
quick.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought I was muted. I was just gonna ask, how different is Hidden Fates in Japanese compared to English?
that's my desk. Um, I How different is it?
Yeah,
I
is
I actually don't know what the pull rates are in Japanese, and I wouldn't dare to open it and try to figure it out because
it's the
by the
same
time I
shiny vault
bought it,
set though, right?
sorry,
It's the same shiny vault set though, right?
yeah, it's the same set. It's a high class box, but my knowledge is limited on what the opening experience is for this because it came before my time. And when I bought this, it was like 500 or 600 bucks, and so
Hmm.
I had to get it just to like lock in. Like I needed that era, I needed that set for the collection, but I wouldn't dare open it. It's too expensive. That wasn't the main thing I want to show. I want to show this because I feel like um, this is probably this is a tag card, which I also have 9 of them right here in a PSA 10. This is the
Is that
card I've
Sword
been
and Shield
buying.
one?
Literally, this is a Pikachu Black Star promo 020. I talk about this all the time on my
Yeah.
channel, just like randomly. And the reason why this is in the time capsule is because one, I hate these starters because don't like Sword and Shield, but I always need to remind myself that it's not about what I like necessarily. If I think long term and like what does a collection mean, like part of it is like having something that's significant to an era. And like I don't think a lot of people in this chat are going to be like, "Hey, that's a yeah, I love the Sword and Shield starters. They're my favorite because like I think we're all a little bit older,
Older, yeah.
but there's a generation out there where like the Moonbryon is their Charizard, right? Sword and Shield is their, you know, that's their Gen 1 or whatever you want to call it. And so I have a lot of these cards because I really like the art and I bought them early. They're expensive now, but I'm not planning on selling them. I just think it's iconic for the era, and I will go on record saying I'm probably the only person talking about this card because I like it.
Oh, I mean, if it was a Japanese exclusive Festa, people would be all over it, right? Like, think about
I
it that
mean, it,
way.
it looks like
It
the
looks
it
like a
looks like
2016
right.
Festa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it looks
no,
like it, right?
no, it does.
So that's my time capsule card.
Nice.
Dude, we are definitely not going to make it through this slide deck without going 3 hours. All right, hobby heat check, market talk. Oh, the good stuff. Let's get into this. DR, good old DR. We cannot start talking
Can't
about the
avoid
market
it.
without Destin Rivals. Now, I will call out first. This data is probably old because we pulled this yesterday morning, right?
It was like yesterday or the day before. I can't remember.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about the current price of Destin Rivals?
Mm. Okay, so my collection of Destin at this moment in time is a case and three loose boxes. I got the case for 900. I got two loose boxes for 225, and then I bought the last box at my local shop for 360. And I felt icky about that, but I've it's one of those things where I'm on I'm on Dan's side of this whole situation. Like, I got the red lights behind me and I'm yelling, "This is insanity. We should not be, buying at these prices." But at the same time, I'm going to buy what I feel most confident at. And I I have this boy math where I go, I'm going to dollar cost average if they dip. And I do think that they will. Do I think that they could potentially half in price? Yes, I do. I think we can see 220. I think we could even see lower than that if there's enough. The thing is, Pokemon's not doing a great job of reprinting cases of booster boxes, and they're doing something really silly with Mega Evolutions that I just completely disagree with, and that's the non-enhanced and enhanced. We can talk about that too in a bit, but like, they're not giving enough to LGSs, and I understand why, because they're just pushing all of this product into Targets, Best Buys, Costco's, Walmart's, etc., and to all these random large, small collection boxes. You and I chatted a little bit about Mason's video earlier today, and how he's kind of just like, it's so easy to manipulate this market in a way that it doesn't take that much capital to swing something in the right direction for those that benefit from it. Um, so someone, I won't say who because I don't know how truthful this is. I can't. There's no credits for it right now, but apparently someone I know knows the people that bought out the Umbreon on TCG Player, and it's just a group of guys out of Sacramento that basically have the capital to do so, and they made it happen. But like, it's not that hard if you have the capital. Um, I love this set. I want more of it. I don't think I will be spending this much. Retro Nick just offered me boxes at 420 today. That's less than what we're seeing. Well, yeah, less than what we're seeing here. And I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, am I crazy? Like, what are we talking about? This set's
Why
like
would you buy
three,
it? To like
huh?
invest in or
Uh, I do hold long term. Like, I actually do. Like, there's opportunity cost with that, right? Like, but also, if there's going to be two sets that I have from Scarlet and Violet, it's going to be this and 151. Like, I would consider letting go of anything else. I'll let go of my Paldea Evolved. I got a case of that I got for like 500. Um, and put that into more Destined if I could get it at the right price, because I believe in this
Yep.
set way more than I do Paldea.
Yep.
Um,
Okay.
I think it's an icky price. I don't feel good about where it's going, but Pokemon's the only thing that can fix this, and I don't know if they can right now. You know how like Team Up was short printed, but also like no one really cared that it was short printed until people started talking about the fact that it was short printed. I feel like I don't think Destined Rivals is by any means short printed, but because we have such high demand, I think people are so fixated on the fact that so many people are hoarding this stuff, but also you have to think about how many more people are actually ripping this stuff like every day. Like, all of these rip and shippers can't keep product on their shelves for any pack. Like, Dan's
Yeah.
got hot buy list. Everyone's got hot buy list that they're looking for this set, prismatic, surging. Like, some sets are going to just not be that easy to get while we're in this demand. There's going to be a future set that's MSRP or below. I don't know when that is, but it will happen. It's just
Yeah.
not, I don't think it's going to be destined at this point. I want it to be. I'm hoping it does. I'm optimistic, but at the same time, I'm a realist, and I'm just going to buy at the price that I feel most confident in. And if it does go below, I'm not going to go crazy and buy a ton, but I'm going to buy more, like, if I can afford it.
Yeah. Um, now is a great time to be an ETB fan. Booster boxes are, I think, like booster boxes being the blue chip for so long made a lot of sense because like they're technically not supposed to be like they're supposed to be meant for like game stores, you know?
Yeah. You
And
know,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I kind of disagree with the ETB take. Uh,
Why? They look good.
they're the best ETB. Hear me out. I love that ETB. The was it the Pokemon Center one, the red one? I love it. Both of them. I actually have one of each in acrylic. But in terms of like, I think about like the investment aspect. I'd rather have a display of booster bundles over 10 ETBs. I'm sure that might not. I don't know. Maybe it does
Oh,
make sense.
I sorry. Let me clarify. Investment talk aside,
Yeah.
there's an infatuation with people over getting booster boxes to like collect.
Yeah.
Booster boxes are like the inferior thing to display,
Yeah.
especially in Mega onwards. Like they don't even look good, and so like I
Mm.
think, dude,
Have you
Mega
seen
Mega literally just Mega Evolution. What do you mean? That looks terrible.
everyone's focusing on the front of the box, but everyone forgets that most Pokemon sets, if you close this box that's on screen right now, it's just white. There's
Exactly.
there's nothing there.
That's why it's like an overrated product. Like
Oh, fair. I
that's
get
what
what
I'm
you're saying.
saying. It's
Oh,
like if
okay. You're
you
saying in
want to
general. In
collect,
general.
like
Yeah.
you're not gonna look. I've purchased hundreds of booster boxes. Eventually, you're just kind of like you just see the label and you
Yeah.
can't appreciate it. Like that's why on my desk I have all these ETBs now because I get like the full art and like
Yeah.
investment talk aside. Although you could have an argument that PC ETBs are probably I don't know, man. I Destin Rivals PC ETB at like 350 versus a booster box of 500.
Yeah, no, I know.
Three
I know.
PC ETBs versus, like we're getting into
Yeah.
territory where it's like, oh, there's actually a even comparison here. I'm just saying that like now is a great time to be a collector of ETBs.
Yeah, fair.
Forget like the market is a market. It's gonna get manipulated to hell and back, whether you believe it or not. There's not enough supply. All it takes is some rich kid or a bunch of like botters or whoever to like pump the market, and there's not going to be a correction unless there's a ton of supply and they change how market price works in these platforms, which is probably not going to happen. So, like if you feel like you're missing out, I would say, dude, forget booster boxes. Like, go buy ETBs. Go buy like there's so many other things you could buy, but I think people are unwilling to like accept that it's
Except,
okay not to have a
yeah,
booster box.
I agree. No, I've been buying. This is such a dusted take, but I've been buying 3-pack blisters of Destined as well as the single pack blisters. Not the check lane. Well, I have check lanes, but the single pack blisters have an EV promo, and they look fantastic. I'm a sucker. I'm just gonna show it now because I'm a huge sucker for these. This is something that will never leave my PC, and it's a potentially
Dude, that
shadowless.
looks old. Ugh.
I know, right? Yellow borders. Ew.
Oh
Um,
god,
yeah, so this is a it has a
clean
shot
that
at
thing
being
up.
shadowless. I don't know exactly, and I'll never know. But I'm a sucker for like I don't know. I like the cardboard extended on the blister. It looks nice. The Destin Rivals ones look really nice. The 3-pack blister with Kangaskhan. It's Kangaskhan. It's a nice promo. Cosmo, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's other things that you can still pick up for like we have more. We have so many more slides that are relevant to our
Yeah,
topics.
let's
Let's keep it
keep this
pushing.
on. All right, this is my. You sit back and relax. Um, I I don't know what happened last week. I'm not guilty as charged. I bought PSA 10 copies of this card. I have 30 copies of this card in hand, in English. PSA 10. Average price $130. I literally bought this card on the way up to the price it is raw today. Somewhere along the way, someone decided to buy out a bunch of these cards. I don't think it's 130 now. I think it's like 110. But I just want to call out. It's so simple sometimes. You go find a set that you like, you pick the top card. If people end up hating it, that's even better because it means people aren't paying attention to it. And then you buy and you buy a bunch and you buy a bunch over the course of 2 years. And then you keep buying, and then all your friends make fun of you, including Jake and other people, and they point and laugh at you. And then now you start a podcast where you're pointing and laughing at everyone else. Like it's literally how simple it is.
I
Um,
agree.
honestly, though, I think like top Pokemon, top
Yep.
card in any sets will
Also,
perform well in the long term. That's
ah,
like investment advice. That's collection advice. Like that's just how these things kind of work. And I made a video talking about like those hideous 3 prehistoric dogs, like Raging Bolt, and
dude, I
they're
just made
gonna
my
do
video.
well.
Yes, I just made a video today that talks about those three and
Yeah,
the horses from that set, the
they're
Three
gonna do well,
Musketeers.
and they're not even good looking, but they're gonna do well because
Hey,
in temporal. Anyway,
yeah,
people like to make these things more complicated than they are. It's not. So this card goes to show from a set that people hated for so long.
I want
You
to add,
too.
or
Yeah.
I may have trolled you on this, but I knew you. I knew that what you were doing was the right call. I also liked this card on release. I think that it does a good job of paying homage to Pokemon Go. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Mewtwo in New York City about to just obliterate you. And I think they did a great job with this. I mean, it's not the best set of Sword and Shield, nowhere near. It's going to be at the bottom of most tier list, right? But I think they did a few things fun, but they could have done a lot more with the idea of Pokemon Go. I like the sticker dittos. I like the
Oh
radiance that
yeah.
they did. Um,
Can you grade those by
like
the way?
yeah, yeah,
With the sticker on?
yeah,
How much does this bad boy go for? I'm gonna look.
yeah. But No, I think this was a good play, and you're looking at a mascot of Pokemon, so it's like a no-brainer.
PSA 10, PSA 9 goes for like $95.
For a Ditto,
I see a Bidoof Ditto PSA
which
9
that's probably the more expensive one too. If there's the what's the camel's Pokemon name?
Ditto Pokemon Go PSA 10. Sorry, I have to look this. I'm really curious. There's one listed for $650. Dear,
That can't be
wait,
right.
I have
You
to.
gotta
I'm
check the
sorry.
last solds.
Best offer $500. Last sold
Yeah.
280,
While
112.
you were picking
Holy
up Mewtwo,
cow!
someone was
What are
picking
we
up
doing?
Dittos. Ern, you made the wrong choice. Bad call.
Oh,
You should have
all
been
right.
picking up the regular hollow half art.
I still have some somewhere. Did I put this in there? Celebrations PCTB?
You did.
I think I did. Um, I I don't know. There's nothing special about the celebrations PCTB outside of like a little bit more packs, and then
I
the
hate
art's
the
a little
size of the
different.
box. Like, why?
And, yeah, my cereal boxes from Target do not fit this ETB. It's an odd shape, and celebrations is coming. Well, they're not going to call it celebrations, are they? Anyway,
No, I was thinking about that. I actually even put it in a chat GPT and I was like asking if the set in 2016 was generation, we had celebrations. What is the next potential name for? And I don't think it came up with any good names that made sense. But yeah, it's got to end with the TIONS, I think. They got to keep it going. I just
oh,
hope it's Johto. That's all.
Spider-Man. I had to sneak this in. How can I quickly explain this? Spider-Man collector boxes were pre-ordering for as much as $900 a box, and then it turns out there was no serialized cards in the set, and someone on TCG Player actually pre-ordered 100 boxes at $900,
And they're at
and the
650
price
right now, right?
they're like 550. So,
Oh my gosh.
and you can't cancel pre-orders on TCG Player.
Oh, that's hilarious. I don't
Anyway,
dabble in Magic, so I do know like the biggest card from this set is the Soul Stone, but there's like 3 tiers of rarity of that card, right? Is that my
yeah,
understanding?
I pulled the second one today.
My buddy pulled that same one. How's it look?
It I would take it. It doesn't look, the foil doesn't look as good as Pokemon. It looks like a solid reverse hollow.
He had a
Anyway,
white dot on the top edge, so I told him I don't think I would grade it
yeah,
because the
pre-sale
back.
on this bad boy is 1.8, and I pulled it out of a $350 box. I paid $350 for my box.
I watched Rudy's video today where he opened up a box of the collectors, and some of the art looks really cool, like some of the comic book like borderless cards.
Yeah, they look cool. I plan on opening more because I am
You're a
responsible.
degen? Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Anyway,
Makes sense.
Mega, why don't you take us away?
Yeah, so Mega comes out officially tomorrow. Um, it's the booster box that everyone loves to hate because it's just blank black on the front, but I think it's nice. I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on the price of this set on release, the promos? What are your thoughts on Bulbasaur? What are your thoughts on the is it Riolu and Alakazam, which is obviously random? Why wasn't there like a Ralts promo? But yeah, give me your thoughts on pricing.
Um, I mean, the boxes were, you can get them for like 260 for weeks there.
Now, wait, you still can. Now, here's the thing: we have enhanced boxes going for 260,
Oh my
and we
god.
have we have non-enhanced boxes going for 300. The enhanced has the Bulbasaur, which is like a $30 promo, so you're adding value to the box, but yet the one without is costing us more. And
It'd be more
from
exclusive.
it is it from what I'm seeing at two of the LGSs in my area, the first one that I went to, they got 20 cases of enhanced and I think it was 5 of the non-enhanced. The other bigger LGS that I went to got 100 cases of enhanced and 50 of the non-enhanced.
Okay.
So there's definitely lower prints, and this is what I was talking about earlier, and I strongly disagree with whoever thought that this was a good idea. Now with it's different from Journey Together. So with Journey Together, we got non-enhanced and enhanced, but the difference was in North America, we didn't get non-enhanced booster boxes. I believe the UK got their non-enhanced, but their cases are a little different. It's like 2 rows of 2, whatever, but it's different size box, same amount of boosters, but they got non-enhanced cases. We in the North America did not. We only got cases of enhanced. But with this set, they're clearly making both, and it's clearly not a balanced amount of each. And I disagree with that idea. Like I don't understand it. Like why would you do this? Why not make them all the same?
I honestly had no idea everything you just said.
Yeah. Well, I'm the English guy, you're
So,
the Japanese guy,
I
so
mean,
there you go.
I have mine coming. I'm gonna rip some. I'm gonna keep some of the PCTBs. I'm gonna keep some of the booster boxes.
What did you pay
But
for your case?
I don't have a case coming. I just have a couple of loose ones.
Okay, what did you pay on those? Calling you out.
240, I think.
Okay.
Like, I mean, like my friend Jake didn't hook me up, so I had to pay secondary. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know what you expect. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. I mean, I like the sets in Japanese. I will
Yeah.
probably buy a lot of the singles in English to grade, but like as with anything, it comes down to the print quality and how
Yeah.
consistent is it, and if it's like if it's not closer to Crown Zenith, or if it's on the other end of the spectrum, like early Scarlet and Violet, I'll probably just skip it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I I'm trying not to buy. I'm trying not to spend too much money on like every set.
Mm-hmm.
I say too much money, but that's like a relative thing to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Because like I'm really good at pissing away money, and like if I really like sets, so I really like Phantasmal. I would rather buy like 5x Phantasmal than dabble with the other sets.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, I think I've had a case of Mega since last week. Um, I got it for a good price. I won't be buying any more. I don't think I need that much of this set. That being said, I did watch someone open 2 booster boxes in person, and I was really impressed with these. So the illustration rares, the quality was like kind of shockingly good. Um, you know how in most English illustration rares you'll find like a corner on the back that has whitening, like almost on all of them, and in Scarlet and Violet. Every single one that he pulled, which was the Spearow, the Garnacle, and the Spiritomb, and I think that was the first box. All 3 perfectly centered, all really clean on the back. I bought them all from him. I just was like, these are too clean. They're going in the binder. I picked up Ivysaur, Executor, all dumb clean. I was really impressed with the quality. I don't know if that's just like a really small. Um, yeah,
Maybe
maybe it's
it's
just that
from the
booster.
non-enhanced boxes, Jake.
It was an enhanced booster box. He got the Bulbasaur, but
I'm
at the
just messing. I'm
yeah,
creating
I
fake
know. You know what?
rumors.
I've already talked about this with someone, and I think that when we start seeing like maybe I don't know if Pokemon's actually doing this. There's been rumors of them opening another print facility, right? Or at least getting more print time at other facilities from just rumors. I don't know how true those are, but like just wait until there's a premium because one of the facilities print better than the other, and there's an identifier. Like that will happen if that's something that happens. Like there will
Yeah,
be a premium,
sure.
which is scary, and that's like anyways, yeah, this is the full illustration rare set from Mega Evolutions. I thought I would share. I got some high risk scans from Elite Forum. Shout out to E4. They put these up today. So yeah, I'm a fan of the illustration rares. I did not notice the Pikachu in the Marshadow card up until recently.
Oh
Did
my god, that's a
yeah,
peak.
yep, right there in your face.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
I think I like the man, just seeing them all side. But this is why I want to complete a binder because it's just like
Yep.
it's a way different feeling than looking at scans. But like when you
Yep.
have all the cards side by side,
So,
and especially when you can't read the text, it's like way better.
yep.
Japanese all the way. Um,
No, I was gonna
I
say
like
the
the.
executor is the same artist that did the pincer. And it looks
Oh
very
wow,
similar, and they have like that like symmetrical feel to them. But yeah, these are
yeah. I don't know.
they
I
look
like
good.
all these. Let's keep going. Oh, you added these two.
Yep, that's all of the SIRs from the set.
I don't know. I'm feeling the Kangaskhan.
I like the colors on the Kangaskhan. I think my favorite is probably Gardevoir, personally.
Gardevoir. Give that
Those
baby
colors are crazy.
Kangaskhan some love, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Absol. Oh, I love that. The
that's
Absol
Drew's
is giving me
favorite.
the Noivern from Evolving Skies vibes. You know,
It
like the Batman.
it's Arita too. Also, if you look at the Dark Marowak from Team Rocket Returns, it's standing on the exact same edge, and you can see the details in the top of that roof that he's standing on. It's the exact same one, and it's also illustrated by Arita, which I thought was a fun fact.
That that just won you the game with that
Uh,
trivia. That was
Tylenol, Tylenol.
got it. Oh baby, Infernal X. I think you have the cards coming up, right?
Yeah,
Um, I This is the first time since Terrastal, and then before that, V-Star Universe, where I want to buy like 10 or 20 boxes and just rip this set. Part of it too is like if I can get some of the singles, I can bring it to Card Party and grid it with CGC. Um, but
I forgot CGC
man,
is going to be there. Do we know if PSA is
yeah,
going to be there?
I don't think so. Yeah. Um, I know people are divisive on the golds art. I think the golds art looks sick. I think it looks amazing. I'm a big fan. Hey, my turn. You wait. Um, the two other Zards, the Sharpedo finally getting some love, the Piplup, the Ludicolo.
Hey, that card. Don't disrespect that card.
I
I
I I know the set's gonna be small in English.
Yeah.
Um, but man, I don't care. English and Japanese, I love the set. I think it's great. I don't really care. There's no Gengar. Um, yeah.
Do you think that it's going to be made up of two sets? Because Gengar is on the box art, and
Wait, didn't they already announce the next set after Inferno X?
I think it's the Mega Dream. That's the holiday set, if I remember correctly.
Oh, if it's oh yeah, there's well,
That could make sense. Dream Eater, like it
doesn't
already,
Mega Dream come out the same day as Phantasmal?
it might. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have to. I mean, it would make sense. But
I'm
yeah,
with Merc. I think that Dugong is so cool. I love that they just keep drip feeding us more Kanto illustration rares. Like all of
yeah.
these could have been in 151, like they did.
I'm
Ugh.
not gonna lie. I think Rotom is it's a dumb Pokemon.
It's
I would
overdone
really
too. Like, why are we
right.
getting so many Rotoms? Like,
I would
chill.
really like if they just stopped
Yeah,
promoting
I
this
can
thing so much. Like
buy.
it's not at the top of the list for me. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you. I think the Rotom from Lost Origin is my favorite that they've done so far. They've done an illustration rare of Rotom in one of the sets. They have another special illustration rare, but I think the Rotom from that set was really nice. It gives me lo-fi hip hop vibes. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Um, okay. All right. My opinion on the gold cards from Mega. I see them I see them as bait. I see them as like, and what I mean by that is I think that this is you, this count, you're included, but I think this is you're chasing high rarity for the sake that it's high rarity.
I'm chasing high rarity because I'm addicted to this
Yeah.
cardboard. What do you mean? Yes. That's
I
yes. Good job.
I
They did
so
it.
no, would you rather have here's the would you rather have the okay, you have the
I'm ready.
gold, right? And then you
Okay.
have that special mega illustration where with not only Mega Charizard, but Charmander, Charmeleon, and regular Charizard. Which one are you picking?
Wait, sorry, say it again.
No, there's two options. Or we got we got the gold card, and we got the Mega Charizard that includes all of its evolution line. Which one are you picking? You open your first box, and you get to know which one of those two cards you pull. Which one is it going to be?
Oh, I would want the one with all three of them in it.
Okay, okay,
So it's not like an either or thing. It's like the gold card is good because there's also two other ones. But if they only
okay.
had the two other ones, I'd be like, oh, that's pretty good. But like,
No, no, I
there's
just wanted to
two.
draw the
You know what I
line
mean?
that I wanted to draw the line where like the art wise, like it's like night and day. That's my opinion on that. Because
I mean,
I'm starting to see that all of the gold cards that we've seen so far are really repetitive.
there's been two.
There's three.
What's
This is
the
the
third
third
one?
one. Gardevoir, Lucario, and Zard.
Yeah, there's been two. This is the
Yeah,
third one.
this
Yeah.
is the third one.
I mean, it's gold cards have never been popular.
But what makes
So
these different? What
let
makes
us
these different?
hey, let us have our day. Maybe this is
Okay.
gonna be the one.
I hope you pull it.
And it
Yeah, I
probably
hope
is
you
not
pull it.
gonna be, but like we can hope.
All right. At
And
Card Party,
Japanese is gonna
you
look
need to
amazing.
open like 10 boxes.
I'm gonna open at least 10 boxes in the next week. It's not healthy. Gengar, we already talked about this.
Yeah.
We'll see. I did not get this today because I was too busy, and I'm okay that I did not get it.
I got one. But I also pre-ordered one from Pokehive like 2 weeks ago. So
Damn, you got to tell me
I'm
about
done.
these pre-orders.
I did I not send that to you? I feel like I did. Maybe I didn't. But it was 180. I paid 180 for that. This one 120. So I'm looking at like 150 a box, roughly.
Here's the thing. I'm not mad. I am sad.
I think you'll get plenty of chances. Let's just put it
Yes.
that way.
I also am the type where I will gladly pay double if I have to,
Yeah,
just so I don't have to have feelings around being mad. You know
sure.
what I mean? It's like
Maybe you can buy one of my boxes at that price. Just kidding.
let's keep going. Grading?
Grading. Yep. Yep. Right now, I want it like you have a tag slot. Have you graded with tag yourself?
I have.
I haven't. So what's your experience been with that?
Well, I started to send to them when everyone else did, when they had that huge bottleneck and turnarounds. But other than that, getting delayed like 3 weeks. What do? They do something different.
You pay first, right?
You pay first, and they do something really different that I forget. Like they
Was it
make
the
you.
packaging?
Is it the packaging?
Because they like they were I don't know if they still do it, but they were individually packing every slab in like a booster pack kind of cellophane or something
No,
like
no, no.
that.
It's pre-production. It's like when you're entering the items in or something like that. Like I forget what they did something really different and weird. And I was like, oh, that's kind of odd. But the overall experience is good. The report I got was great. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the slab and generally like the technology, but I'm of the mindset that like one, a lot of people are lazy. They don't understand how to read pop reports. They don't understand gem rate. They don't like more data doesn't necessarily mean more people will care,
Hmm.
right? It's usually the sophisticated crowd who can distill that down into like layman's terms for people to understand. And so again, I do think the technology is cool. It's just more so like PSA has such a lead on everyone else that like in order for tag to really make a difference for me, they would need to appeal to like they would need to take over Beckett for black labels. They would need to be the next Beckett for black labels, right? They need to bring in the hyper whale audience
Yeah.
that like drives a part of the market. Like they have to win that user base over. They got to win over like the hardcore collector purists, right? I think Nick or Retro mentioned this like a few months ago. You know, there's people who like go after registry sets, and
Yeah,
they're also like whales and like big collectors. Like they got to appeal to those people. But you know, I think like no amount of technology about the card is going to change people's um habits to want to like sub there. I
yeah.
just don't think it's like every month they're literally like falling 100 times plus submissions behind because PSA gets so much volume. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I don't know. It's I really do like the company and what they have. It's just like I'm not gonna grade a bunch of my slabs with tag unless I'm trying to like pre-grade for Beckett.
that's what I hear a lot is people do a lot of like potential black labels with tags so that they can send to these other companies. Funny enough, I know someone that graded a Skyridge Gengar in a tag 10 and they tried to cross it with PSA and it did not cross. They didn't crack it, but they crossed it. It was like a
Oh, they're
960.
definitely puppy guarding that baby. Yeah,
They
like
probably are, but I mean, Coleman and I have done a crazy crossover with the Japanese Shining Gyarados from a CGC black and white Gem Mint 10 to a PSA 10. And I thought, I mean,
is vintage. Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
like, I, I think it's still possible, but I was kind of surprised by that. I think I want to try out more grading companies. I think I'm pushing myself to do
Don't use
that.
Beckett.
Well, yeah, it's
It's-
funny. I get a lot of like my close friends that are like, you should try to cross some of your PSA 10 alt arts with Beckett, but I like consistency in my collection. So the only Beckett slab that I have is a really niche English card. I'll have to show it off sometime in a
Well,
future
you
podcast.
could mid grade cross grade it.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that'd be worth it, right?
yeah, but the thing is they wouldn't tell you if it's a pristine or a black label, would they? It would just say
No,
10.
it would be at least a pristine in order for it to
Yeah,
cross, which you would want that because if it's a clean
sure.
10,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
a BGS 10 for basically most cards in the hobby that are modern is going to be more than PSA 10.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Actually,
that's valid.
probably every modern card, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think
So
for the
you
most
don't really have
part,
much to lose outside of the sub cost, but
yeah.
dude, their experience is terrible. Their turnaround times are kind of weird if you're like not express grading it.
It sounds like you throw it into
Um,
a black hole and just kind of pray it comes back. Like,
dude, I have these Final Fantasy cards I've been sending religiously back to them because they grade a lot of Final Fantasy cards at in a BGS 10,
mhm.
and I'll send them back to them to get a different grader or a reviewer, and I'll get notes that are not the same notes as the previous reviewer. Like, oh, like this is off. I'm like, there's not even the other person didn't even have the same like. Anyway,
At least they give notes. I mean, have you gotten
yeah,
notes from PSA?
yeah, for
They're
Express for
they're
Super,
yeah, and they're copy and pasted notes.
yeah, they're
They're
anyway.
terrible. And I
Um,
love PSA.
let's answer. I'm going to
But
answer this question real quick from Michael
yeah,
Duck. Would you agree that pop reports are almost irrelevant in a bull market? But Michael, that's one way of framing a question to get people to agree with you. By the way, no, I don't agree with you. We're talking 20,000 for most of the popular SV cards, and it doesn't make a difference. It's not. So this is all like relative and arbitrary statements and numbers. Like pop count, literally, it only matters in relation to the demand for that card,
yeah, they everyone
right?
looks at yeah, everyone looks at the pop but doesn't look at the demand. Like
Yeah.
I was
So yeah. Anyway,
there's plenty of cards that are like that. If the attention's not on them and they're low pop, it means absolutely nothing. But I mean, a card like the Van Gogh could have as many as it does because everyone
people
wants
want
it.
it. Yeah. And I can tell you from my experience, I've graded like 80 of them this year. The first 40 were easier to grade than the last 40, and I have no idea why.
Interesting.
I have no idea why or how, and my cards like did not look any worse. They looked better at times, and
You
yeah,
know,
I did not get
was
any.
this with PSA or CGC?
But oh, it was actually with both.
I feel like a lot of people just like they get discouraged when they're grading, especially on their first sub. and it comes back a train wreck. I've had it. I wouldn't say a train wreck. I think I pride myself on how I do with grading, but I've had subs not do as well as that I'd hope. But the key is to keep grading. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you just keep doing
You
it.
keep grading. You hope
Yeah,
you get that young,
it's
consistent
educated
overachiever grader who had his
gambling. Yeah,
coffee, he had a cold shower that morning, went on a run, he's having a good day. Like you keep submitting until you get that guy day in and day out because
yeah.
they're terribly inconsistent. That's the whole point of grading.
Yeah, I agree. You mentioned like the person with the coffee and whatnot, and I'm it makes me think of Tag and PSA and how like PSA is doing some assisted AI grading to a degree, but Tag is doing mostly all AI. Do you think the human element is necessary in grading at all entirely? Should that be removed from the grading
There
experience?
you do not want perfection in the hobby.
I agree.
People don't understand because when there's perfection, there's less opportunity because imperfection breeds opportunity and arbitrage and know-how and skill. But if everything's evil or equal and everything's like crystal clear, how do you do XYZ? Then there wouldn't be advantages. There
Yeah,
wouldn't be secrets, trade secrets. There wouldn't like so like that said, it is unfair, like objectively unfair, right? And doesn't make any sense half the time. But when you can accept that's how the world works, especially in cardboard, then you can change your mind into like, okay, so how do I take advantage of what's unfair? And this is why like cross grading exists. This is why,
this is
you
why
know, how,
cracking
dude,
slabs to sell them raw exists. There's
um,
potential opportunity with raw cards than a card that's in a PSA 9 or PSA 8 or
yeah,
CGC, whatever.
I was at John in the pod with Radar, and he said, what did he say? He cracked like a CGC 6 victory
Yeah,
ring
cross it to a
into a
10.
PSA 10. Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
That's like thousands of dollars in point swing just because one company was.
yep,
I mean, I don't know which company it was. Maybe it was PSA that was being lazy, or maybe it was CGC. Like I don't know, right? But it doesn't sound fair. But you want those opportunities and arbitrage so that you can get ahead, so you can build a collection, so you can.
yeah.
Anyway,
I don't think enough people look at cards they're buying when it comes to grading. Like actually look at them. Like I, everyone's talked about this over and over, but the idea of just like buy the card, not the grade. I can't tell you how many people will buy cards from me, buy cards from you that only see the front of the card and they walk away without even looking at how that card looks on the back. Like I get it, it's in a 10, so the value is going to hold, but like as a collector, you should be more mindful of those things. You can
yeah,
literally get a damaged card in a PSA 10, Tag 10, Beckett 10. Like look what happened with De Green Shiz. Like he sent his what was his Zapdos, his creatures deck Zapdos that he accidentally dented in the corner, and he sent it to Tag after he had cracked it from a CGC slab. They gave it a 9, and then he made a video that like, hey, they gave me a 9, but there was this dent, and there was a whole fiasco because they deactivated it. They made him send it back in, gave him credits, also gave him some nice grades on cards that he submitted with those credits. So I don't know. You should just be what I'm saying is you should just be more mindful of if you're collecting graded cards, look at the card. Like look at it.
I agree. I'm gonna we're gonna go for the sake of time.
Yeah,
We're gonna go to the flip. We need music. Whoops. We need music every time we change this.
I know. We should. We'll figure that
We'll
out
work
in
on it for next
StreamYard.
time.
Yeah. Ba,
Um,
ba, da,
the
ba.
flip. Uh, Jake and I have decided I think it'll be helpful and to be open. Here are the stuff that we are considering buying. Here's the stuff that we've bought as a gesture and sharing of knowledge, but also so you can stay out of our ways as we buy these things. So I'm kidding. Jake, you're up.
Yeah. These are things that I'm eyeing, but as of today, I've already bought some of one. So first is the stamped Bulbasaur. I love this whole art line, the whole storyline with the Ivysaur and the Venusaur. Ideally, I would like to grade a sequential set with the stamp and the non-stamp Ivysaur and Venusaur sequentially for potentially the PC. But I also just want to buy up a bunch of these promos sealed. Um, if you haven't checked out my channel, I bought a bunch of Lucario promos last year and sat on them when they were like $1 to $3. And I finally decided to look through them to see which ones were gradable. I sent out 20 to PSA to see how they do. The 10s have creeped, like they were selling, I think, like, I don't know, a couple months ago at around 100, but they're like 150 the last I checked. So if they do well, I should, do well on those. And I'm considering doing something similar with Bulbasaur down the line. It's Pokedex entry number 1. It's a fan favorite. It's part of a set of illustrations. I love this card style, the colors. It's definitely giving off the Mega Evolution logo colors. And then next up is the Destined Rivals Build and Battles. Last I checked, these were going for like anywhere between 40 to 45 bucks a piece. You get an art set of the packs, and you get one of these 4 promos. Probably, if not the best pre-release build and battle promos we've seen since Vivid Voltage. And Vivid Voltage had Lugia, Charizard, Snorlax, and Donphan. Those were just really nice promos. Um, I mean, you're getting 2 Team Rockets Pokemon, Misty's Gyarados, and Ethan's Typhlosion. All of them roughly around $10. I think Typhlosion's actually the only one below 10 at like 7 or 8. I just bought a case from Retro, so shout out Retro if he's still in here. Picking up a display from him at Card Party. But yeah, I love Destined Rivals. The idea with that would just to hold sealed. I don't think I would crack it. I just like the bundle displays, like the 151. They look really good. Um, yeah, those are
Nice.
things that I'm eyeing. So I'll probably be buying more of these in the near future.
Oh boy. I'll make mine brief. I'm a believer in black and white while everyone's creating all this noise with every other set. Um, it is technically not a full set, right? It's like a half set or specialty set. No booster box. I think the price is good. And then on the left, I will revise this slide a little bit. I bought 60 Ash's Pikachu, and I did not get all the other variants, Jake.
Okay.
So the one that I have is the more common one.
Which is the rainbow background, right?
Yeah. But I have decided today I'm going to sell all of them and not focus more on this anymore. So this slide is outdated. Do not red flag, do not do this.
Oh, I love this.
The condition on the ones I opened were as good as, like, it looked like someone just took a straight edge on each of the. This is
Delete the
Sun
podcast
promos, right?
tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Forget this
So
happened. Ern's about to sell them off at the next vendor.
yeah, if you're looking to buy, I mean, they're all not cooked or anything like that. It's more so, I I don't want to go through the remaining 40 or 50 and, like, anyway, looking to sell, hit me up. Next slide. We're buying. So I'll go first here. I made a video. I don't even know when at this point. Anyway, I bought a stack of 50 Victinis. I just sold off the ungradable ones. Out of that 50 that came unsearched, only 8 were worth grading. So that card from that specialty box or whatever it's called is it's not a high percentage opportunity if anyone's wondering. Luckily though, I bought them at like $7 and then I just sold them all like 14 or 15. So the market is that crazy. In a matter of 3 weeks, the promo started to go off and everyone started paying attention to it. But I got out of that pretty quickly. The Paldean Adventure Chest Pikachu, I bought a stack of 50 and they actually came pretty good. They were sealed, and I ended up grading like 36 of them, I think.
Nice.
So 14 were ungradable. I sent a bunch of those off to grading already. And then what I think personally is the weirdest sleeper of the year and that's the promo from like GameStop and those other stores, the World Championship promo, the non-hollow promo. In a
Mm-hmm.
10, it goes for like 200 plus
Oh
right now.
wow. Okay.
Um, I admittedly bought 120 copies of this card,
Nice.
but hey, I believe in it. No one's paying attention to it. I'm happy to share that. I'm going to sell it. Like, these are the things that I think through. Like, what can I do that's scalable that I can lean
Yep.
into that most people are not dumb enough to do like me? And if it works out, it works out. If not, then I'll just eat the L. But that's what I'm looking at, and that's what I bought.
Well, similar to your little Ash's Pikachu, I had bought. I think I have a bunch right here. Oh, they're gonna fall. They're gonna fall. They're gonna fall. A ton of these Alakazams.
Where did these come from, by the way?
Knockout boxes. I think there's also a knockout box with Chen Pao, the little like snow leopard. Um, like I said, I was just down the rabbit hole with the Cosmos, and I thought that this Alakazam card stuck out to me. I like that they came sealed. That was like the biggest thing about it. But I found that this card has like a factory defect on about a lot of percent of them. So I found a few that will potentially 10, but I still have to cut them out and look at the backs. So fingers crossed I don't get too cooked. But isn't it scary, like you just mentioned, I think with the Victini, that you can buy something and just hold it for a couple weeks and it'll most likely go up in value a little bit. So you like never punish is in full effect. With these, I probably just hold them and kind of set and forget. I didn't pay too much on them. Probably like for all 100 and something, I probably in like 350 max.
Oh wow, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, so I'm not hurt on them. And like I said, I have a few that might grade a 10 and they're going for like 150 to 200. Um, so we'll see. But aside from that, uh, Manic, you just spray and pray. If someone has a ton, you hope that they don't grade. It could be just
That's
like a
yeah.
like that's all you can do. I don't like TCG Player. I actually try to avoid. I think I've probably bought from TCG Player like 2 or 3 times in my life. I despise it personally. Um, I like pictures. I like eBay's. I don't know, protection. Also, I like to look at what else they're selling because that will give me an educated guess on what I'm buying, if that
Yeah.
makes any
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So I bought a bunch of these from someone that I think was honest, but they all have a factory issue for the most part. There's a few, like I said, I'm gonna try, but I'll be holding and setting and forgetting. The other two, the Lucario, I've been buying a lot of those. Great. I got 20 at PSA right now. I'm probably gonna send another 20 soon that from that pile. And then the EVs, I've been buying those sealed, and I'm just setting and forgetting on those. Um, it's a nice promo from the most popular set of this year.
Nice. All right,
Yeah.
Jake, we're gonna fast forward. I'm gonna do the bad buys,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna go into hot takes, and then we're gonna do
Yep.
Q&A.
Let's do it.
All right. So I really
Oh boy. Okay. All right. All right. Y'all want to see how cooked I am? All right. So as you can tell, I like vintage stuff, right? So this is cool. I like dusted stuff that doesn't really go up. It just kind of stays stagnant. Um, and back in 2022, probably early 2022, there was a local shop near Oakland that was selling fossil and jungle blisters straight out of a case. And I was like, I need to have an art set. I had a few too many Evolving Skies booster boxes. They were going for like, I don't know, 180 to 200 a piece. I traded two for an art set, guys. Guess how much those jungle packs have gone up? Guess. All right.
That is so bad.
I still have a box left. I have a nice little Evolving Skies collection still. But hey, guess what? No one would have thought that would be it. No,
Oh my
no one
God.
would have thought that would have been a what? How much is it now? 2,500.
This is like
I
3,000,
still.
I think.
Oh, all right. Well, I still sleep at night, everyone. So
You know what's funny is I a play I was doing for a while there is I would go and whatnot and I would watch like Ryan's Card House.
yeah, he's
And
local to
like
us.
they're in like Sac, right?
Yeah.
They do so many breaks and they were doing like Jungle First Ed or something like on a weekday morning. I'm like, there's no way this is gonna sell.
On a morning.
Yeah, it was I don't know. It was like a
Damn, the
weekday morning.
DGens are 24/7.
And I was I started watching. I'm like, these packs are going for like, I think they were going for like 300. 300? Does that sound right?
Sounds about right.
300? Well,
Yeah.
I am getting them, one of each art sets, and then the loose ones I would grade the packs. And then the art set I saw Z&G's James, someone had been selling sequential for like 2K.
Of literally just jungle
Se-
packs.
Sequential graded jungle packs.
Wow.
And
Does
they're
it matter
easy
if they're
tens.
are they? Oh wow. Well, I don't know if
I
they
mean,
were then.
sorry, they should be
They-
tens, but
Yeah, yeah. That's wow.
yeah.
Damn. But yeah,
Anyway,
I still have those blisters, guys. So I have that to like think about anytime I look at them. If you
yeah,
close
I
your
mean,
eyes and kind of squint, they look like Evolving Skies packs.
you're gonna be holding them
Just
for a while. That's
yeah, heavy
that
bags.
sucks. Mine's
And
not
then
as tragic.
oh yeah,
But you know, I think many people know I buy Final Fantasy Magic. I thought I was big brain playing the CGC 9 Chocobo. If you're unaware, I won't bore you. The second highest card you can pull in Final Fantasy Magic is the Black Chocobo. It's a Japanese card. And the other thing you should know is the gem rate for the Chocobos is like 98%. Like, no joke. They
oh
are
wow.
basically a guaranteed gem rate as long as they're not damaged. I bought this CGC 9 and I won it. You know, raw at the time was going for like 7,500 or 8K. And I think I'm like so smart. I get this slab. I look at it, I'm like, this is an easy 10. I crack it out. I'm posting on like Instagram. You know, people are like, oh my God, you got the card. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna regrade it. It's gonna get a 10. I get it back from PSA, and the first thing I read are the notes. And the notes are like, the corners are all messed up. I'm like, it's just the cut of the card. And then it says the top left corner is lifted. I get the card back and I stare at it for like 24 hours multiple times. I'm like, I do not see what's wrong with this card at all. So I got wrecked pretty bad. The grading fee was like 300, 400 alone. You know, when I sell it, it's actually being sold now. I'll probably break even, but this is like a total of like a 6-week, 5-week turnaround for me just to literally go nowhere with this card. So anyway,
Final
me.
fatality right there.
Final fatality. Yep. Let's get into hot takes.
This is such a hot take. Let's get into it. This is Wo-Chin, Chi-Yu, Chen Pao, and Ting Lu. These are the Dark Quartet from the Paldean region, for those that don't know. What's cool about these Pokemon is that they represent like angry, like I think it was anger, hate, and something else of a king. And the story behind them is they were all hold on, we're not done yet.
We don't want to hear the lore and why we need to believe in the lore.
These are the best. These are the best. These are the best legendaries since Diamond and Pearl.
There you go. No
You
one
heard
wants
it
to hear
first.
the rebirth of some king in the form of a goldfish. Like, what are we talking about?
Well, what's cool about them is what's cool about my collection is that I think I may own the only 2 sequential sets of them. I have one sequential set here that I graded myself, and then randomly recently at a show, I picked up a second. Where's the camera on this thing? There we go. Also, hear me out. Hear me out. Paldea Evolved is a $500 booster box, my brother.
Now
These
we're talking.
cards,
Yeah, get me believing.
these
I'm
cards are all below $35. All of them together, you can buy the whole set for less than $80, I think, if I did my math right. Okay, you're
think what
telling
Ricky
me
said.
what did Ricky say?
No.
No one. I said diamond and pearl. I did not say. Whoa! Someone get their generations correct here, Ricky. Please hold on a second. I said diamond and pearl. So everything after, we got Giratina, we got Dialga. I think that what I'm trying to say is these cards are severely undervalued. No matter what you feel about these cards, when I think some of the top chase cards, like from like a rarity standpoint, are this low for a box that's that high. That's why I think that Paldea Evolved is kind of gimmicky in the market, because people see it and think Magikarp, but or maybe Tyranitar, maybe, I guess, Raichu, cool, all cool. But they don't even look at the fact that it has the 3 starters from this generation and the best legendaries since Diamond and Pearl. I got nothing else. Hot take. Take it or leave it.
All you had to say is it was in Paldea Evolved, and you could not be wrong.
I know. Everyone's going to
That's all
go
you had
run
to
for it
say.
now. Paldea Evolved.
Oh my
Reprint.
God. Honestly, I think these Pokemon generally are just kind of lame. That's just my honest take. But I understand your reasoning, and I believe it that the cards are going to do well because they're in Paldea Evolved.
That's it. I got nothing else for you guys.
Well, wait till you hear the history on mine. Champion's Path. I said this weeks ago. It has not moved at all. I'll say it here again. Champion's Path is going to be a $400 ETB by the end of the year. No, I am not buying it. No, I'm not ordering or organizing a buyout. Yes, I have like 10 from years ago that I paid $110 for. So in terms of investments, it's performed terribly.
Yeah,
but
I only have one.
But if Palpatine can come back, then Champion's Path ETB is gonna be there. It's just a matter of time. Like, there's only so many things for these like investor bros and all these like pumpers to buy. Eventually, they're gonna go down the list and be like, "Oh, this is a Charizard specific set. There's 2 Charizard chases in there."
This is such a big bait and switch set, though. You look at this ETB and you are mesmerized. You're like, you're telling me that there's this Godzilla Charizard in this set? Oh, I can't wait to pull it. Until you realize that it's Machamp's Path. It's
Machamp's Path.
Yeah, it is what it is. This set is terrible, but it will go up because that's what this market does. Go up. No, I don't know about I don't think you're wrong. Yeah, I've talked to a few people about sets like this. I can't remember what the set was, but I was like, why not sell that and put it into something that is, I don't know, gonna move faster.
But if Pogo is on its way, anything can happen.
I mean, we're in a market where people are trying to pump break cards.
Yeah, so, but people never hated the chase in Champion's Path.
No, no one did. Chasing. They hated chasing. That's fair.
But in Pogo, because people like trash the whole set, including Mewtwo.
But you can pull Mewtwo a whole lot easier than you.
fair.
Right? Yeah, I think I'd rather open a ton of Pogo over this set. In all fairness, especially if Mewtwo's doing as well as it is now. Oh, this is what you guys get on episode 1. This is just the start.
I will stand by this. We're gonna do weekly checks on Champions Path.
We
It's
everyone's gonna be doing
closer
weekly
than
checks
people think.
on us for these poor decisions that we are making in this hobby.
I mean, the hobby would benefit if someone were to buy this ETB because it's due time. Like this is anyway. All right, we killed the roast, right? Wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
out. I'm out of sync.
we no, you're good. We removed that for the time being. But I feel like we already kind of roasted each other.
Yeah, we kind of roast each other. Oh, we're actually pretty good on time now that we skipped all those segments. We're gonna spend some time, go back and answer some questions. If you guys have any questions as well, drop them in the chat. Jake and I are really keen on embarrassing ourselves as much as we can by answering your pointed questions about our questionable decisions. So I had one I wanted to pull up earlier. Hold on.
I'm streaming from my phone, so you're gonna have to pull them in.
Can't find it. Can't find it. Can't find it.
We should have them in the chat, like add an emoji or something at the front, so that we can kind of spot them or something to highlight the questions.
It's okay, Jake.
If you guys have,
The
if you
chat's
guys
not
have
that
new
popping, man.
questions,
We'll see the questions.
I mean, there's 180 people in here making fun
we'll
of
see the
us.
questions.
So,
Trust me. Oh, this one. Curtis asked earlier, how do you choose between PSA and CGC? I always send a PSA.
can I start because you might have more to add than me because I'm a PSA.
I was honestly going to make
fanboy.
something up, so you go, you do your
Oh,
thing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I haven't. So Curtis, I haven't graded with any company other than PSA because I'll be honest, I love the user experience of PSA. I think they've made the barrier of entry very, very low for most people now these days with GameStop and whatnot. I'm a big believer of grading yourself, sending it yourself, learning the whole process. But when it comes to the cards that I choose to grade with PSA, where my head goes with CGC is like, there are cards, the gem mint, I would almost equivalent the pristine as a little, well, it's almost at the same level of a PSA 10, but I've seen some lower and higher than what I would condition wise as a PSA 10. And if I have a card, excuse me, that I think that is a risky PSA 10 or even like more of a chance of a 9, I might send that to CGC to see if I can get at least the Gem Mint Xerox label black and white Gem Mint 10. So like that's where my mind is. Now with Beckett, I don't know if I'll send a Beckett personally. But when it comes to like gauging whether a card has more of a shot of a 10 with PSA, but if it has, like, if I think this is like such a damn clean 10, centering's perfect, no whitening, no weird edges or corners, lifts, whatnot, there's a chance that I might send those to CGC for pristine. That's where my mind goes. Like I'm setting myself up to start grading with these other companies and to try those out. I made a Cards and Coffee episode recently where I talk about my first experience grading, and I set that up as a test to myself and the way I pre-grade. I sent cards that I thought I may be iffy about because it was a factory issue. I graded a Fates Collide Umbreon EX, and it had like the texture, but it was on the back of the card on the edges, on the top edge, and I was like, will PSA dock me for that? But they didn't. They graded it a 10. I sent a Giratina EX that had the same effect after because I knew that Umbreon went 10 and that came back a 10. So it's like you learn from grading more. Like the more you grade, the better you get. But also you have to remember that people are grading your cards and they're going to screw up and you're not going to get the grades that you probably should expect. But also don't be so quick to point fingers. I'm ranting at this point, but like, yeah.
I mean, I can go anytime. You let me know.
Go. No, you're good. That's what I have. But you've graded with more companies than I have, so I think you might have
Yeah.
a different take.
Um, by myself, I do thousands of cards, probably like 3,000, 2 or 3,000, probably close to 3,000 a year, and that's with PSA. CGC is probably no in total. I would say 3 or 4,000 across both. Um, the so the first question is like, why are you grading? If you're grading for your collection, you should decide what you want to collect because that will dictate like which slab you go after, right? But if you're thinking about selling, um, CGC, there's ways to get CGC grading really cheap through consigners and other people who have relationships with them. And so you would grade cards with CGC generally when the overall price of that card, the return, is an acceptable price that you're willing to sell at. And I think condition wise, um, I think it really depends on the era, but like a lot of modern cards, CGC is, well, I would say in Japanese, they can be quite lenient compared to PSA, I would say. And because their turnaround is so much faster, you get way more volume back and way more data. PSA, like no matter what you do, if you're at bulk, you're screwed. You're like
Yeah, no, I'm
the
stuck with like
worst thing you
six
can do is
orders
have
right
your
now.
cards in limbo because if you're trying to sell, the goal really is to get your cards back fast enough so you can sell when the market's hot because the market doesn't always stay hot for a bunch of different cards. But deciding at the end of the day really comes down to like what grades do you expect to get, and if you know how to grade CGC pristine tens and what to look for, then and those cards are modern, they typically will sell more than PSA tens in this current market. And that switch happened like it didn't actually used to be that like 2 years ago. So this is actually pretty recent, maybe a year ago, year and a half ago. So determining like who you grade with really comes down to your expected outcome. And your expected outcome comes from your experience, and your experience comes from actually grading with both to figure out like what can you expect back when you submit cards to them. So that's my long-winded way of saying you got to figure it out. But there are definitely pros integrating with CGC over PSA and then vice versa. Um, so I got to go back up for these questions. Destin going up. How much will graded cards adjust?
I mean, we've already seen Mewtwo move.
Yeah, Mewtwo move.
I don't know what the other ones have done, like Garchomp. The only ones I still needed a 10 are Ho-Oh, but I sent that. I have a Mabostiff that I'm going to send. I just need Mewtwo, and I'll have the SIRs from this set. But
Yeah.
I don't know what they're like. I paid 550 for Garchomp. I don't know what it's doing
What?
now.
At a 10?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Damn. Yeah, I don't think I would buy a modern PSA 10 anytime soon to hold. Too expensive. Edgar wants to know what's the most amount of cards you sent to PSA at once. Any recommendations? Well, one, there's no recommendation. Anyone who's telling you there's a rule or a way to get sequential tens or many tens in a row,
Yeah.
it's all a
Stop
lie.
playing
It's
psych.
super
Yeah,
inconsistent.
psychological warfare is not
Yeah.
needed in this space. Like, just send what you want. Um, just be aware of what you're sending. I would also test your grading by sending cards. I mean, if you think a card's like a clear 9, I probably wouldn't send it if it's not if it's like a super ultra modern. I just leave it raw. You're there's more opportunity to sell it for more. But like send cards that you are just like little iffy about because you don't know what the grading company is going to decide on it because you might be surprised with the outcome.
Yeah, I if you don't feel good about it, don't expect the outcome to feel good.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
that's that's the,
Also,
the best advice.
I mean, I've sent submissions that are like 200 plus cards to submissions that are just 20 card subs, and there's really no major difference. I've had subs do like not so great because I do group subs for some of my close friends that like they throw in cards just to make the sub bigger. Like I don't really care how large or small the submission is. It's all about the condition of the cards you're sending.
Yeah. And I would say too, the best data is your own data.
Mm-hmm.
So when people give advice on all these different rules on how PSA, these grading companies operate, it's not that it's wrong. It might be true for them, but
Yeah.
there's human intervention, there's human judgment at the end of the line, and unless they are all like clones of each other, you cannot expect on a day-to-day basis that these people will behave the same way, just like their peers and their coworkers at these grading companies. And so, um, going back to what I said earlier, if you don't feel good about it, then the outcome is you shouldn't feel good about the outcome. But at the same time, there's people like for me, for example, there's cards I don't feel good about. I will gladly send, but it's not because of any other reason outside of I can absorb the risk. And that's like a key thing to call out. Like everyone is different. If you can absorb the risk and you're okay with it being a 9 or whatever it is, like I'll send hundreds of cards out and some of them like this is probably a 9, but why not? Maybe I get someone
Yeah.
who's like not on like not on top of
I've
it today.
seen plenty
It
of that are
happens.
not deserving and they still get the
Yeah.
10. And it goes the other way too, where cards that deserve a 10 might get a 9. This is like not answering the question. This is more general for anyone that hasn't graded before. I recommend two things for PSA. One is nest your boxes. So if you're going to grade, I like to do a larger box just because larger boxes are less likely to go missing. So put your collection in a smaller box, nest it, put in another box. The second thing is only ship with USPS. Do not ship with FedEx or the other options. Like with PSA, they offer the option to do like their FedEx option. Choose to grade it or ship it yourself. The thing is, if you're shipping through pirate ship, they do not cover your cards, so don't add the insurance. You just spray and pray. I feel like Ern and I are a little bit like privileged in the sense that we live in California and our cards don't have to go that far. But like for people that are, sending a PSA from across country, um, just be mindful that pirate ship does not cover cards that are being sent in for grading. So don't add the extra insurance. Just my two things I wanted to add.
What do you think of the Lowland Executor SRR from Surging?
I
My
love it.
honest thoughts are if the price is going up, it's a great card. If it's not, it's probably a great card. I,
I love it.
you know, I, it's a great card either way.
It's really cheap right now. I think that this is me. Gosh, I'm really am a collector boy. I'm like realizing it the more and
Yeah. Did
more.
you see what's in the background of that card? If you look under the leaf,
Stop,
you can see an.
stop it. It's one of my. I'm about to have another hot take. It's one of my favorite Terra SIRs just because of the the card itself. The art is really good. I'm a sucker for that execute too. Like those cards just look really
Yeah.
nice next to
Yeah.
one another. But yeah, it's a probably good buy right now.
Earn and Jake 2.9 Phantasmal Fade, Phantasmal Flames, UPCs. Won't that crash modern? Sorry, this is really hard to read. Won't that
That's like
crash
12 million.
modern market? That's like 12 million DR packs alone dumping on the market. The market has defied all logic, and you have a bunch of ultra high net worth people playing in our market. And so any logic that we used to live by no longer works. Will it? I don't know. But I will tell you like what I'm going to do with Phantasmal Flames. I will gladly pay up to $300 for UPC, and I'll probably end up hoarding like 5 to 10 because I really want that product. And if I can't get it retail, that's what I have to do. So either I spend that or I trade against it. But that's as high as I'm willing to go to pay for that. Like I think like people get really hung up on like all the news and like just look at the data. Like market price on
Yeah.
these platforms is not going down. Hysteria is still there. Like appropriately take on the risk that you can absorb and be okay with the decision you make at the end of the day. Because like I think praying for future outcomes can be, I hate to say it, in this market um can be a little grim.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen post Phantasmal or before. And I feel like it's just best to set a price that you're willing to pay, be okay with it, and then move on to the next because we can think about this stuff all day.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. I think a lot of people are just like I don't know. The whole idea that history repeats itself, um, it does, but it does it in ways that we don't expect.
Yeah.
And the way we saw the Zard UPC the last time around, um, I don't know if that's going to happen this time around. I do think we keep hearing these numbers on like how many they printed of this UPC, but how did we fact check this? Where did this number come from? Because it just like, it's crazy how stuff gets thrown into the echo chamber and it just bounces off every
And
continent.
it also doesn't matter because
It doesn't
what?
because, and people get hyper focused on that. And it's
Yeah.
like, you have to make decisions that are right for you. And Ern, you talked about this so many times throughout your videos about being confident in what you're buying, not about buying at its lowest or selling at its
Yeah.
highest. You are doing what's best for you. And it's crazy because we have a chat full of people asking us questions, but like at the end of the day, you have to ask these questions to yourself and what makes sense for you because
Yeah.
everyone's situation is extremely different, and we're all I think Dan says it like we're all playing on the same field but with different instruments. I don't know what he says, something like that. I can't remember, but the idea is that
Playing in
we're
the
we're
same band
the
with
same.
different flutes, I
There
think.
we go, there we go. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but things are different right now, and I I'm definitely not someone that wants to induce FOMO because that like I've especially when I got back into the hobby, that happened a lot. It still does, but I try to ignore it and just like make decisions on your collection, on what you're buying and selling based off what makes sense to you.
Yeah.
It You don't need to have the validation you think you need. Yeah,
Agreed. Michael asked who made the slideshow. Definitely not me. It was all Jake. Good job,
that
Jake.
was me. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bears Chen asks, what does a set have? Ooh, this is a good one. What does a set have to include to make it your favorite set of all time? Um, so I have Evolving Skies. I don't like Evolving Skies. I don't think it's one of my favorite sets because it's just not at the top of the list for me. I think for me, my man, how do I think about this? Exclusivity and rare and top Pokemon. That's kind of how I think about it. So like, how hard was the set to get? Is it a specialty set? Is it lower print? Is it what's unique about it? That's why I like obscure Japanese stuff and Japanese sets. Like I still have it here. I showed this before on midweek machance, but I have like this, Japanese Double Crisis booster box. There's no booster boxes in English. In Japanese, they have a booster box, and both the
Damn, that's a
Kyogre.
cool box. I don't think I've seen
Yeah,
that
it's
before.
cool AF box, Jake. Um, it has both the full arts on it in it, the Kyogre and then the Groudon. So, I gravitate towards things like that because they also over time like they're going to appreciate in value because they're so unique. But like I'll buy. I have like Evolving Skies on my desk mainly just to like flex, but it's not because like I think I love Evolving Skies. Like
I
I don't know,
think
it's
it's all
not really my
hindsight.
jam.
I
Yeah,
think, I mean, Evolving Skies. I mean, it was a popular set, but I don't think it had the same
dude, brilliant,
sentiment.
brilliant
Yeah,
was for me.
Brilliant was really interesting. I thought it was very popular at first, and then it kind of just lost a lot of attention. And I thought it was weird because, in personally, it has like one of the best trainer galleries of the four sets that have trainer galleries. It has a Charizard fighting a Venusaur. Like that alone says a lot. It has like 4 or 5 Charizard cards in that set. And I know that there was like this whole idea of Charizard fatigue, but I kind of call it BS on that. I think people were just like chasing the attention of Umbreon at that point. But like now that we have all these Charizard sets coming out, all of a sudden all of the Charizards are going up. Um,
Yeah,
what what I look at when I'm looking, and it's this is obviously from like just like a collector standpoint. I look for like fundamentals of the nostalgia for me. Um, I think about I don't look at the set value. Like I don't look at like how much the whole set cost if I added up every single card or every single chase. I look at
Which, by the way, doesn't mean anything.
yeah,
When people
it
say
does
like full
not.
set value, it is a made up metric
Yeah.
that changes over time. It does not reflect anything with the long
Yeah.
term value of a set. It is a it
No.
drives me insane when people talk about it. It's like
Yeah.
it's not like it works when it works and it doesn't work when you don't want it to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One set that I what I look at is I look at the nostalgia, but I also look at the opening experience from a collector. And I'm someone that doesn't rip, right? Like I'm someone that I don't open packs unless I'm with a group of friends and we're doing it just to have fun. Like that's the only way you'll see me like ripping packs. Um, but I want to look at the pack opening experience, and I think of sets like Crown Zenith. I think of sets like Brilliant. I think of sets like Lost Origin because you have your high rarity chases, your Aerodactyl, your Giratina, but you also have like your mid chases like the Pikachu's or your Starmie V from Astral. Like you have sets that have a little bit for everyone, and it's not a like you have one or two cards and that's it. Champion's Path. Um, I think about sets that really tell that have a theme. Um, and I think one set, and I know that people are probably indifferent on it, that does a really good job of having a theme is Temporal Forces. You have this ancient and future paradox that's really cohesive to Scarlet and Violet as an era. I don't have a lot of temporal. I think I have like one booster box, some sleeve packs, loose packs, and check lanes. So I don't have like a lot. I'd like to have a case. I have cases for the first three sets of Scarlet, but not Paradox and Forward up till Destined or Journey. But like I look at sets like that because they do have a nice theme, but they also have nice illustration rares. The thing about Scarlet and Violet, and I'm someone that is a huge believer in Sword and Shield. Like I have, for those I don't know, I have a PSA 10 alt art set of every Sword and Shield. I self graded probably like 75% of that whole collection to myself, but I still think that Scarlet and Violet has more to offer to the collector. And I learned a lot from my time as a collector during the Sword and Shield era that I've taken with me into Scarlet and Violet. And I've adapted those ideas into what I want to collect or invest in for long term. And I just kind of trusted my gut on those things. Um, and so
Nice.
with what a favorite set of mine right now is 151 and Destined, and it's honestly because of nostalgia factors, but it has way more to offer than that. um, I was buying 151 booster bundles when they were still 25, $30. I was buying UPCs on TikTok and Costco when they were 70 or 80. I should have bought more. I will always remember Evolving Skies. I will remember those two boxes that I sold for jungle packs. I will remember how I felt about the set, and I'll remember how I felt about 151. And I was like, I'm not going to let this set pass me by. And so I just went hard on 151, and I'll do that with Destin if I have the capital to do so.
I'm gonna try to plow through these as best I can. There's a lot of
How much
questions
more
in there.
time do you have?
Dude, I'll make up for it tomorrow somehow.
Okay, I can go as long as you want. Like I'm good.
Let's just power through. I'll answer this one. Have I
Okay.
invested in Chinese main sets? Um, the Love Birds tag team is only $200 a box. I haven't. I have. Oh, sorry. I purchased a lot of singles early on to grade in simplified Chinese. I did buy some traditional Chinese promos and sets in the past. I am now buying. I now recently purchased like Captain Pikachu, the Umbreon, those cards. I'm not because like right now there's probably better alternatives in terms of like the same dollar amounts that you can spend on, and so I'm also just not a long term believer in a lot of the Chinese stuff outside of maybe some of the newer, like the gem pack stuff is doing well. But yeah, I'm I could see it working out. It is working out so far for the latest and greatest stuff, but long term, I don't think I will. I just don't need another market to follow, and honestly, I'm a Japanese fanboy, so you know, I can't do it to my Japanese cards like that.
I can't answer that. I won't dabble in Chinese right now.
Solid
Yeah.
thoughts on PSA offers their buyback program. It is great for liquidity in the hobby. It concerns me long term because that business that is they're running a business to essentially feed another business, which is their product, mystery slab
Hmm.
product. I don't think it's on behalf of buyers, as they said that like months ago, right? Like, oh, other buyers can send offers to slabs and you can accept them or whatever, and they're like helping people buy slabs. Isn't that right, Jake?
Say that again. Sorry,
Like,
I was reading the
didn't
chat.
they? Was the intention that they were going to help other collectors buy slabs with offers? Wasn't that like what
Oh,
they announced
I
before?
don't remember hearing that.
Okay,
That's
well,
news to me.
that's what I thought. And like it's fine and dandy to like sell slabs, I think, to them, but they're also paying above market for some stuff, which is really
Yeah.
concerning because that liquidity, right, that they're offering, it had like where is it coming from? Well, it's coming from another product that they're building. And
Yeah.
so I think short to midterm is like fine and dandy and great. I just think long term it's kind of it's concerning because it's just weird. Like it seems like a little bit of a conflict of interest in a way.
It definitely
Um,
does. I agree there. I also
but
think that you
they
should
paid
take
all you
advantage
can.
of it right now. Yeah.
Yeah, like don't let me scare you off. I just think long term it makes me question what is really fueling this hobby, and they have to be making money from someone else. So who's buying those slabs? I'm probably looking way too into it, but it just feels
Yeah.
weird. I don't know how to
It
explain.
feels icky. It feels icky. And I
Yeah,
also think that and I think grading has already really separated itself from the idea of collecting. Like
yeah, yeah,
it's becoming a printing machine, a money making machine, and like this concept, this new feature, really to me feels like it's just creating more of a gap between the collector, like the end collector. It just feels like slabs are just going through this endless loop of selling and selling and selling, and like I don't like it. I think all of these slabs are going to end up in the what do they call it? Power packs, the GameStop power packs, Courtyard, all
yeah,
of these. It's all of their partners that investing in this, and I think that this reminds me a lot of what happened with TikTok and the TikTok shop and the coupons and like the prices. It brought a lot of people into it,
yeah,
and I think that and why I was saying like it's important to get into it sooner than later is because I think those offers are going to come down a lot
yeah,
in due time.
yeah.
And as like if we go into a bearish market, like the thing is with PSA, they get to cherry pick. They have
100%.
a data they have a database of every card and they get to select which of those cards they want to make offers on and they dictate something. It could be an extremely low pop card that might not have demand, but the value makes sense to buy it at like whatever price they offer it at.
Yeah,
um, so yeah, I'm gonna try it out. I have a friend that's tried it once or twice, but I mean I have like close to like 300 cards at PSA right now and like multiple submissions. And I'm gonna look at prices on eBay because if I can compare it to their offer and they're offering me 90, 95, maybe almost close to 100% market with no fees, I might just take it. Like if their cards are for sale, I might as well just move them that way. It
yeah,
just feels really weird that I'm sending cards, raw cards into the void, and I'm just getting money back for the graded price. I don't think that PSA is lower grading it and then offering and then regrading it a higher grade. Like they are not going to tarnish their brand. Do I think there might be potentially some bad actors at some point that are doing something like that? It could happen, but if PSA found out, they would nip it. Like there'd be no shot they would risk. Their brand is way more important than that, and I'll just
yeah.
put it that way.
I agree.
Yeah.
As we quickly approach the end of the year, what is one thing you excelled at or improved on in the space, and what is one area you feel you need to improve on? Thank you, big fan.
Shout
Um,
out to Jason.
yeah. Do you know Jason?
That slowdown. By the way,
Oh, nice.
he'll be on my channel next, I think this Monday on Cards and Coffee. So subscribe.
Just verifying. I didn't know if you were like shout out to Jason because his name's
No,
Jason.
yeah. No,
Um,
no.
I I talked to my friend Java
Shout out to
before I
Java.
started to make content regularly because he had me on his channel early and we've been friends for a bit. I asked him like, "Do you think if I made content this way it would make sense?" Like, and his advice is like, "You should just try it, figure it out." And it sounds like it could make sense. And I think for me, like, it's not that I needed validation as much as I just needed to understand that there could be an audience. And like the thing I improved on since a year ago is like I actually try to commit to just producing something 3 4 days a week. And you guys know like my this channel is like get in the car, put on the microphone, you just let it rip. And sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't, but 30 to 40 minute videos and it just works itself out. And so I think I improved on just like committing myself to the process, which, translating that into cards, if you're consuming content all day and you're not learning how to sell, you're not learning how to source, you're not learning how to grade, you're not like pruning the collection, you're not like if the things you're doing in the hobby that you cannot unequivocally say it's like improving your livelihood and what you're doing, then I would really take a step back and like consider like what can you do to improve yourself. So like I don't know, just committing to the process and being consistent has really been big for me. And like I honestly haven't done I've come a long way, but I can't tell you it's one thing that I did outside of just showing up like every day.
Yeah. I think this podcast is kind of an example of us both doing that. I think
Yeah.
I think it gives us both accountability, and I felt like I wasn't just saying yes to say yes. I felt like I was saying yes to someone that I trust and respect in this hobby a lot, and know that I don't know, we share a lot of similarities in a lot of ways, but we are also very different in the way that we look at this hobby and collect. But I think that's what makes this hobby so great is that we can, I don't know, we can learn from one another, grow with one another. And I too feel similar when it comes to like the content creation. I started last October. It'll be a year for like I'm closing in on 1,000 subs. To me, that's bonkers. Um,
That's
I
awesome.
had want thank you. I had wanted to start for years, but self-esteem, confidence, just putting yourself out there, it's not easy. Like even like
Yeah.
one of my like I think I joined a live with do you remember DNA Pokemon DNA and oh my gosh
I gotta look this
is
up.
this uh what, why am I forgetting his name? I feel so bad. Um he's out of Texas base. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I used to go on
Oh,
lives
I know
randomly.
talking about. Yeah, yeah.
DNA. Well, I used to go on random lives and it was made me so nervous, but like I don't know, putting yourself out there is it's tough. And I think that when you want to do YouTube or something like I'm talking about content creation, when you if you that is even something you're interested in, you have this sense of like how do I stand out? How do I make my content feel different? And I think you just learn as you go and you kind of better understand what you would want to watch so you create the content you would watch. I think we both
I'm
have
not doing that.
there's no way. You're talking about things that interest you. I think that's what it
Yeah, I
comes
know.
down to.
I'm messing.
Yeah. So like for me, content has been like the biggest thing that I've improved on. I've been having a lot of fun with the thumbnails, honestly.
You've been
It's
killing
been
it.
thank you. And as far as things that I want to improve on, and something that I started to towards the end of this year is selling more consistently, but getting into a place where I'm separating it as like almost like a business. And it's in the early stages, but I want to get it there somewhat soon. So that's my next real big tackle. But
Yeah.
like content creation has been like the biggest thing I've improved on, and just really loving it. It's been better received than I expected. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Um, sorry, I have a snarky response for this. Do you think Destin Rivals will get a booster box reprint, or do we all just miss rocket ship? Hello from Mars. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. On a serious note, if you want to buy it, you should just buy it and be done with it. Is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse?
Well, I think it's what's
Nobody
the
knows.
goal? Are you
Yeah,
buying
what's the goal? Like,
how much volume? Are you looking for a single booster box that you want to display in an acrylic box? Buy it, trade into it, sell some stuff, make it feel like a less of a blow than just paying full
yeah,
full cash price.
I can tell you that I have some Destin Rivals booster boxes and booster bundles. I don't intend on buying any more booster boxes because I just don't trust the market. But it doesn't mean I wouldn't do it in the future, and it doesn't mean I wouldn't trade into it. So, your perspective can change over time based on the current state of the market. But like Jake said, it really comes down to like what are you trying to achieve? Like, what's your goal? Um, should I sell my 151 ancillary products like 151 tins and blooming waters and roll them into better long term? By the way, I don't mind answering investment questions in the live stream because I think it's we can be entertaining and helpful.
Sure. Should I sell my 151
Um,
ancillary products like Cooling Waters and
so
FML?
your 151 products are as good as their packs, unless you have a UPC or an UTB. Even booster bundles are as good as the value is as good as the packs. Wait, there's probably one I'm missing, isn't there?
No, but I have broken down every Blooming Waters box
Yeah,
except one that I own, as well as mini tins. I've broken them down all except one set because I just wanted to have a set
yeah,
of the tins, and I've contemplated just breaking those down. 151 packs. I think what the thing with like Blooming Waters is the promos aside from the jumbo are in the set, so there's nothing really special about that collection box in my opinion, and it is a billboard. Like to me, it's a billboard. It's not worth the space. I rather have a 3 row or 5 row box of just 151 packs, and that's exactly what I did. I broke down every single Blooming Waters box that I ever bought because it's not worth the space. I think if you're going to move them, mini tins, Blooming Waters. I mean, Blooming Waters are hitting like 170 right now. I think 180, which is crazy to me. I mean, it depends. I think 151 is a hold. Like I'm not selling any of it.
yeah. Me neither. I might consider selling some soon. Actually,
Mm.
it's gone up too fast. What's one card or product you missed out on and you're okay with? Oh,
That I missed. Van Gogh. I had plenty of time options. I had plenty of times that I could have picked it up for the collection, and I'm okay without it. Easy one for me. I also just don't like the history behind it. It kind of bothers me.
one card or product you missed out on. I guess most recently I'm okay. I missed out on the Destin Rivals PCETB, even though I want it now. Because at the time, like the timing just didn't make sense. That's when I decided like I'm not dealing with this nonsense ever again. Like if I can't make it when it's up, when the queue's up, when I have the time, I'm not going to try all day. Although I did tell my Discord group of friends, you can ping me nonstop for Phantasmal, but it still didn't work out because I didn't have the time to like commit to it. So, um, you know, I think like the mechanism to obtain these days is a key part of like, are you okay missing out or not? Because eventually you
Yeah.
can just buy everything on secondary if you really wanted it. That's why like the UPC, I don't care. I'll pay up to $300 if I have to, because it's one, it's worth it, that to me, but also like, dude, what was it, like 10, 11 o'clock on a Thursday or whatever? Like, I, I can't afford that time, like working, like it's just not. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm a little salty. I'm not gonna lie. And I have a particular single that I have 600 copies of. That is some Snorlax behavior, and have gone up over 10K on value of that purchase. What would you recommend I do with my copies? Well, if they're gradable, I would first figure out what's gradable, and then wait, 600 copies, 10K. Well, I guess it depends on the value of the card, but let's just say it's like an expensive-ish card worth $100 or more. Figure out what's gradable, grade
Look at
them.
the gem rate. I thought
Yeah, look at the gem
that's
rate,
another thing. Yeah.
grade them if it makes sense. If not, like chop them up into 20, 30 card lots and sell them to different streamers and businesses and see what you can get from. Like some promos, if they're good enough, people won't try to discount you. Like they'll pay close to what you're asking. But it really depends on what the card is.
I feel like I know what the card is, but I'm not. I think it might be. I'm gonna guess it's Mew EX
And
UPC promo.
151.
Yeah, or the Mewtwo. Could be the Snorlax, but my guess is one of those three.
How do I feel about holding BGS 10s instead of over PSA 10s? I think it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
A BGS 10 price is a premium over PSA 10, but my belief is the price of the BGS 10 is in relation to the PSA 10, not the other way around. And so I don't think the price of a BGS 10 of a card goes up over time without PSA 10 going up first.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I can't prove that, but that's just like my take on where BGS stands in relation to the rest of the market.
I mean, you just
And
think
like,
about the liquidity of PSA. It's driving the market.
yeah.
It really
Yeah.
is.
So if I had a choice, I would just sell the BGS 10, buy a PSA 10, and then pocket the difference and then do whatever I want with that money. But I think if you really like BGS or whatever it is, just keep it, right? But if we're
Yeah.
talking about money, then why would you hold a more expensive thing when it's less liquid and it relies on the cheaper thing to help drive its value?
Yeah.
So
Felix added that
uh,
it was actually a One Piece card, and it went from 70 cents to $12. Yeah, I think
damn,
liquidity matters in that sense. So I would consider like how much movement is happening on like eBay as a graded card, because you might be better off just selling them raw.
I think we're actually near the end. Let me see if there's like one more question. If not, yeah, I think we're good. Oh,
Sweet.
wait. Sorry, I want to answer the question. Is the SAR Greninja EX Twilight or SA Pikachu EX Surging? Wait, sorry,
SAR Greninja
which
EX
one?
Twilight. Yeah, he's asking which one. Uh, I mean, how do you want to answer it, Aaron?
I gotta say, I think it's the Pika.
I would also go Pika because it's the mascot of Pokemon and it's the first set in this boom. Also,
Yeah,
that Greninja is a little overrated. I'd rather have
but
the promo.
I think though at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the pop, the demand, and over time, how does that change, right? Because I can see
Yeah.
the Greninja being worth more if there's more Pikas in market, right?
Hmm.
And um, I'd have to look at the pop honestly. I actually can't
They're
make
probably
this.
both. They're probably both really high.
Yeah, they're
Um,
probably both really high, but
if I were
um,
to collect one, I don't actually. That's funny. I actually don't have either of these SARs. I would have Pikachu over Greninja personally.
cool. All right, everyone. This is we're gonna close things out. Jake and I will both be at card party next weekend. I'm super excited. I have not been to a card party. I can't wait to wait in line to get my chest signed by my favorite YouTubers. I'm kidding. I'm mainly going just to buy and to sell.
And be a DJ, of course, with Inferno.
Yeah, I mean the event theatrics are interesting, but like I'm at its core, like I'm itching to spend some money and to sell some stuff.
So I have a different experience. I've been to every single year except for East this year. So I went to Anaheim in 2023 with Coleman, and then we went to Orlando last year, and then this will be my third, and it's a great time. Feels very different than Collecticon. Um, just the overall vibe feels that C word, of course. But
what's the C word?
community, come on now.
Oh, okay. Community is not a cringe word. Why do people think that it's not that
That's no,
weird of a
I know
word?
it's really not. But what I really like about it is that it has a little bit for everyone, and their vending has just like exploded in terms of size. It's crazy. I I was trying to get Dan and Nick to come to the first one, and they both decided to go to Collecticons. Both, I don't think this is their first year. Actually, they're both. I think they're both going. So I'm excited for them to finally get on the bandwagon. Um, but yeah, I'll be going. Ern's going. Quilly's going in the chat. My buddy Coleman's going. Um, I might be doing a cards and coffee with Pokebeard. He's a friend of mine, Tucker. So be the first one of his first interviews. So it'd be fun.
Nice. I like
Yeah.
that guy.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Tucker Sol. He's a good guy. So might be doing that while I'm there. But aside from that, I'm there to hang out, maybe buy some stuff, maybe create a little bit of content. But I like to be in the present, so I'll mostly just be hanging out with everyone that I don't get to see often.
A little buy, sell, trade, collect, Ben grade.
Yep.
Nice.
I almost came in here to introduce myself as the guy that buy, sell, trades, collects scalps grade, but I didn't want to take that from you. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, excited.
Yeah, just closing thought. Thank you all. I I was expecting 40 people, to be honest with you. Just
I did not
so-
have any expectations. I thought people would leave as soon as I said I sold my Evolving Skies booster boxes. We
I
probably dropped
almost
like
did.
200
Yeah.
viewers. Yeah,
I
just yeah,
I almost
I
did.
know.
Yeah, just want to say thanks for coming. And the next show actually is in what? What do we decide here?
It's on the
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
So 2 weeks from today, Thursday, October 9th. Same
Same time.
time, same place. We'll do an awesome recap of Card Party, what we bought, what we sold, who we
All
met,
the shenanigans too.
all the
Yeah,
shenanigans. It should be fun. Really excited. So that's it,
definitely.
y'all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Thanks, y'all. Peace.